Mark.
Yes, Helen.
You want to see some ancient Greek ruins?
I do.
You do?
Where are they?
They're over there! Ancient ruins, epic myths, and so many cool stories. Welcome to the Peloponnese in Greece, where you can barely move without tripping over some old rocks absolutely dripping with history. I'm Helen, and usually it's just me solo travelling Europe in a van, but this time, meet Mark. This is Mark, everyone.
Hello, Mark.
My partner and sidekick in this Greek adventure. Together, we'll give you a taste of 6 of the most incredible ancient sites in the Peloponnese, from legendary temples to ancient theatres.
Much better than the other one.
Much better than the other one, which we're not going to admit that we did.
Yeah, we have to admit.
This place has history oozing out of every crack in the marble. And of course, not everything goes according to plan. That little red light there is bad. Very bad. Stick around for the full list to see some of the lesser known, off the beaten path hidden gems, and you might just find your next bucket list destination. We leave Athens and head to Corinth, the gateway to the Peloponnese Peninsula and home to the first 2 sites on our list. Welcome to ancient Corinth, one of the most powerful cities in ancient Greece, built initially about 2,700 years ago. Right at the heart is the stunning Temple of Apollo. It's one of the oldest Doric temples in Greece. So they're Doric columns, not Corinthian columns.
That's right.
We don't know. We're in Corinth and there's no Corinthian columns. We'll explain what Doric is later. What's impressive is these towering columns are carved from single limestone block, and yet, after countless earthquakes, 7 of them are still standing. It's pretty impressive. This Lechian Road was Corinth's red carpet, a grand street lined with shops and fountains. Legend is the Pierian Fountain was Pegasus's favourite drinking spot. 700 years later, along come the Romans.
So this is the Roman Odeon. It is a venue for musical performances, rhetorical contests, and various gatherings.
What's a rhetorical contest?
It's debating.
Okay.
Speaking, public speaking.
That makes sense.
3,000 spectators. So this is a semicircular auditorium connected to the stage. Oh, I can see that.
There's actually quite a lot of old stuff to see here, but also a cute little town with some cute little restaurants and little places that you can buy souvenirs. So go visit that as well.
If you put too much drink in it, it'll siphon all of itself all over the floor.
Why would I want one of those?
To trick your guests.
Right. But let's move on. Number 2 is at the very top of this hill.
Where are we, Helen?
Driving up a big hill.
The big drop off down there that's thrown in the living dials, hasn't it?
Kenny's done it again. Firstly, check out this view. Then check out the mighty Acrocorinth. It has seen it all, from Greek gods to Roman rulers to Byzantine battles to Ottoman sieges. If these walls could talk, they'd probably have a Netflix deal by now. First thing to know is a lot of the tourist sites close at 3:30, so you need to get up and get moving earlier in the day than what we have been. We didn't get to go in because we arrived after closing, and it's built to be impenetrable. It's been a fortress for over 2,000 years. The Greeks started it, the Romans expanded it, and everyone else just kind of fought over it because check out the location. It's the largest and most impressive acropolis in mainland Greece, and at the summit you'll find the ruins of the Temple of Aphrodite, the most famous sanctuaries dedicated to the goddess of love, beauty and fertility. One of its most well-known aspects was the practice of sacred prostitution, where priestesses engaged in a certain kind of hospitality that was considered religious offerings.
That gate looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. Silly urge to throw a dwarf across the bridge.
I'm pretty sure that's politically incorrect these days. I love travelling with Mark because he knows lots of stuff. And look what he's just said to me. Out there, look at those things. Those aren't strangely half-buried houses. Oh, I guess they are half-buried houses. They are workspaces for people to do bomb disposal. And I went, why do you need so many of them? And he said, because you have one person at a time. The mounds around it are actually built up so that if anything goes off, it funnels up instead of out blowing everybody else up. How does he know this stuff?
There's one in Sydney. That's the one at Homebush.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I've done a tour of the armoury at Homebush and they have the same sorts of things.
How cool is that? This is where we made a critical mistake. We drive from Corinth down the coast to a place called Epidaurus, which has some amazing stuff, but it doesn't all go to plan. We've just driven to the birthplace of Greek theatre, and I expected a bigger, touristy situation, but we're kind of just at the end of a street. It's cool. Let's go find out about it. In our defence, Google Maps brought us here as well as some other people, and it kind of looked like it was meant to. It's Kenny. And the tourist signs talked about the place we wanted to be at. What's it
So
say?
the theatre of Epidaurus, or Epidauros, depending on whether you're Latin or Greek, was built around 340 or 330 BCE. Originally held about 6,000 spectators, and it's a UNESCO site.
And look at it, like we're just in someone's olive garden.
So, it turns out there are two ancient theatres, and we went to the other one.
One's called the Theatre of Epidauros, and this is now the Ancient Theatre.
No, they were both ancient theatres.
They're both ancient theatres.
Yeah, but it was the ancient theatre of Epidaurus or the theatre of ancient Epidaurus.
And there was some moments of, like, this is cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
There was a thing where you were going, I can totally imagine that you can whisper down there and hear it up the top of the
Yeah.
seat.
I can absolutely imagine hearing somebody down there talking.
Yeah, true.
And then Helen started counting the seats. It's like,
It's supposed to have 58 rows, and this has got...
only fit 14,000
13.
people in here. It doesn't quite look right. Maybe there were seats where the olive trees were.
Now we're going to go see the real one. Oh, look, it's down there. I do love Mark just went, we're too dumb to be tourists. Ah, that makes a lot more sense.
It's a little bit more impressive. I think we're in the right place now.
Epidaurus has one of the most spectacular ancient theatres in the world, and it's famous for the acoustics. They are unreal. You can stand in the middle of the stage, whisper, and your voice carries all the way to the back, which is why Mark's running up there to find out if it actually works. They're so good, I can hear the theme from Rocky here, and it's not even playing. The crowd's cheering for you, Mark. I can hear my voice all around me. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars.
Sing it again.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars.
Your first performance was excellent. Slightly overshadowed by the sound of me wheezing in the background.
Oh, it's so cool. You gonna perform?
I will.
What are you gonna sing?
Oh,
Tap dance? Solo jazz?
I'm gonna perform the one piece of theatre that I know.
Oh yeah? Why does it feel like it might be Douglas Adams?
Philly's not good enough.
Is it? I know you so well.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Much better than the other one.
Much better than the other one, which we're not going to admit that we did.
Yeah, we have to admit.
But Epidaurus wasn't just about entertainment, it was actually about healing. The whole site is part of a vast sanctuary dedicated to Asclepius, the Greek god of medicine.
Asclepius, the god, struck by a lightning bolt from Zeus,
Right.
was banished to the underground, to the underworld, the realm of Hades, but was allowed to continue to treat the sick from his underground lair.
This is the gateway that he was able to come from the underground to come back and heal people, and this is the whole healing complex. People have travelled from all over the ancient world to seek cures for their illnesses, making this one of the most famous healing centres in history. I'm going to do some deep dive videos into this and a couple of the other places that we're going to visit, so hit that subscribe button if you're interested in having a look. Is that a Corinthian column? Finally. Tell me about Corinthian columns, Mark.
Base, direct columns at the base,
Yeah.
and then flowery decorative tops.
And they have more flutes than a Doric column.
Mortars, and they tend to be thinner and taller than the direct column.
Those would be Doric columns. You know that because there's no decoration around the top or the bottom, and they're sort of fatter than the Corinthian ones. This is the oldest arch bridge still in use in the world, built for taking your chariot across in 11 to 1300 BCE. Is that cool or what?
That's pretty cool. It's a bit disconcerting that they're all just stacked on top of each other.
One of the cool things about this is it's freaking old. There's no mortar. All of those rocks are just stacked up. There's nothing actually holding it together. It's just the weight of the rocks holding it together themselves. It's been there for how many years?
3,000 years?
3,000 years. So I'm going to walk under, and if I die right now, it'll be good content. How cool is that? Bonkers! We head from Epidaurus to Nafplio, which was well worth the visit. And we have just happened to turn up when they're having their yearly Carnivale today. One of the most stunning seaside towns in Greece. Cobblestone streets, Venetian architecture, Byzantine and Ottoman history, and not just one, but 3 fortresses. And if you do the 999 steps to the killer view, it cancels out the cocktails. This is local cocktails using local spirits. Something called Mystica. Honey and black sesames around the edge. And then this is actually what the alcohol is made of, and the idea is that you lick that and put it back in the water and drink the drink. Cheers. That's good. There's so much more to this place than meets the eye, so I've got one of those deep dive videos coming soon. So you know what to do. I have to now continue my mechanics tour of Europe because Kenny's got another problem. The boiler gives me hot water and it gives me heat. And that little red light there is bad. Very bad.
One of the things about this trip that I've been really surprised in is how used to, or how much I've relied on Google Maps. This is apparently the fastest route across Sparta to the mechanics that we're aiming for. And it's taken us down this very narrow rural road in a major metropolis.
He's a guy with an axe. Check out the potholes.
And I'm like, come on, Google Maps.
Join us in the next video to find out if we ever get out of this forest, if we can find a mechanic who can fix my boiler, and for more adventures around the Peloponnese.